Hello friends, I am Professor A.R. Tambe. So today's video is on Fourier transform. So the little bit introduction of the Fourier transform. So it is originated from integral transform. Integral transform is the general term. Based on that we define different types of the transform. Laplace transform, Fourier transform, Z transform, Hankel transform, wavelet transform. So it is depending upon the kernel. As kernel changes, transform changes. So I am going to speak on that some more videos. But right now I am going to focus on Fourier transform. So Fourier transform, it is originated from Fourier integral theorem. It is actually Fourier integral theorem. It is it is derived from Fourier series. If you take some function f of x defined in the interval minus infinity to plus infinity, we satisfy certain conditions there, then it is expressed in this form, and those conditions are the Dirichlet's conditions. Dirichlet's condition, it should be periodic, single valued, and a finite number of maxima, minima, finite number of discontinuities. And second condition is that this function should be absolutely integrable in the interval. That is this integral minus infinity to plus infinity mod of f of x dx should be convergent. So that is what, for this absolute value it should be finite or convergent. Then we say that it is absolutely integrable in that particular interval. Then it is expressible in this particular form: 1 upon 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity double integral f of u e to the power minus I times lambda u minus x du d lambda. Or it is written in this form. To split it, this expression is split by laws of indices. You are getting this in the form. This, and further this, it is splitted in variable separable form. It is this du. So du is taken over here, then e to the power I times lambda x d lambda over here, and we denote this integral by f of lambda minus infinity to plus infinity f of u e to the power minus I times lambda u du is called Fourier transform of f of u. It's called Fourier transform of f of u. Now if I denote this integral, this is f of lambda. So naturally this integral will have this particular form, then 1 upon 2 pi, from 2 means this 1 upon 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity f of lambda e to the power I lambda x d lambda, and this is called inverse Fourier transform of f of lambda. So this is transform, Fourier transform, and this is inverse Fourier transform of f of lambda. Sometimes it is called Fourier integral also. Okay, so Fourier sine and cosine transform is the next. Now, how we define Fourier sine and cosine transform? It is depending upon this. So I have considered this expression in this form, because e to the power minus ix is equal to cos x minus I times sine of x. So this is written in this particular form: cos lambda u minus x minus I times sine lambda u minus x. If f of x is even function in this particular interval, then we simplify this expression. We simplify this, we split this lambda cos this addition formulae, and if it is even function, the next term would be 0, and you are getting this in the form 2 upon pi 0 to infinity, 0 to infinity. We use this property there. If it is minus a to a, f of x, it is 2 times 0 to a, f if it is even function, and this is 0 if it is odd function. So somewhat like this, you are getting this reduced form over here if it is even function, and then we put it in the variable separable form. It is this form you are getting, and but 2 upon pi 0 to infinity f of u sine lambda u du, then sine lambda x d lambda. This is called Fourier sine integral. In fact, this is Fourier sine integral, and we just designate or denote this integral by fs lambda, s for sine transform 0 to infinity f of u sine lambda u du. It's called Fourier sine transform. Fourier sine transform. Fourier sine transform, this thing, fs lambda, and if I put this expression in this fs lambda over here, then I am getting fx is equal to 2 upon pi 0 to infinity fs lambda, the circled expression, then sine lambda x d lambda. This is called inverse, Fourier inverse sine transform, inverse sine transform of fs lambda, or it is also called Fourier sine integral. Fourier sine integral also. Sine integral, Fourier sine integral. Similarly, we define cosine transform also by the similar way from this integral. If we simplify, and secondly, if f of x is an odd function, then this integral, it is reduced to fx is equal to 2 upon pi 0 to infinity f of u cos of lambda u cos of lambda x du d lambda. We simplify this using the odd function, properties of the odd function, 2 upon pi. I just simplify this, put it in variable separable, then it would be cos of lambda x lambda u into du multiplied by this thing, it is taken over here, into cos of lambda x d lambda, and I designate or denote. In fact, this thing is Fourier cosine integral. This is also called Fourier cosine integral. We denote this integral underlined by fs lambda, fc lambda, this is equal to 0 to infinity f of u cos of lambda u du, and this is called Fourier cosine transform. This is called Fourier cosine transform, and I can write down this in this particular form, this expression. It is 2 upon pi 0 to infinity f c lambda into cos of lambda x d lambda. This is called inverse cosine transform. This is called inverse cosine transform. In fact, this is Fourier cosine integral. This is cosine integral. This is Fourier cosine transform. And this is inverse cosine transform. Now, so this is the way you can just define this transform for some continuous signals. Continuous signals, there are two types of the signals: continuous signal and discrete signal. Continuous means it is something like this. So generally Fourier transform, and this is discrete means these are the signals here. This type of the signal, these are called discrete signal. So we are concerned right now with this signal, that is continuous signal, and for this we use discrete DFT, discrete Fourier transform, and so this is the way we are having these formulas generated on Fourier transform, inverse transform, cosine transform, its inverse, Fourier sine transform, and its inverse. Now let us see one example on this. First one, find Fourier sine transform, Fourier sine transform of the signal or the function fx is equal to 1 for 0 is less than x is less than a, and it is 0 for x greater than a or a. So this signal we have to find Fourier sine transform. So what to do with this? So it is written, say f of u is equal to 1 for 0 is less than u is less than a, and it is 0 for u is greater than or equal to a in terms of u. Now Fourier sine transform is fs lambda. This is equal to 0 to infinity f of u sine of lambda u d. So this is basic definition to find Fourier sine transform. Now I split the interval 0 to infinity. Normally sine transform 0 to infinity, Fourier sine transform, it is over this interval. This is 0 and here it is infinity. So this is the interval, 0 is less than, u is less than infinity. Now I split the interval. This fs lambda 0 to a means it is somewhat like this, 0 to a and plus a to infinity by the properties of definite integral. So 0 to a, the function, it is defined as 1. This is 1 here, f of u, or I can just write down this as 0 to a f of u sine of lambda u du plus a to infinity f of u sine of lambda u du. This is equal to 0 to a. It is here the value is 1. So 1 sine of lambda u du plus a to infinity f of u. It is u greater than a, means this side. This is u greater than or equal to a here, and here it is a. So sine of lambda u d. So it is somewhat like this. F of u is equal to 1 means it is somewhat like this, 0 to a. So it is f of u is equal to 1. F of u is equal to 1. In 0 to a, it is somewhat like this is signal, and after that it becomes 0 there. So this is equal to minus integration of this minus cos of lambda u divided by lambda, limits applied 0 to a. So this is equal to, I apply the upper limit minus lower limit, cos of lambda a upper limit divided by lambda minus, I put 0 there, cos 0 is 1. So I am getting this as 1 upon lambda. So this is equal to this is equal to, if you simplify this can be written as 1 minus cos lambda A upon lambda. So this is Fourier sine transform. So generally it is concerned with the image, some signal is there, and this is image of that. You can just find out these things. So these signals you have to process by using the Fourier transform. So we shall see more example in the next video.